take us a while to sort of find our rhythm with the new place. But to be honest with you, since the beginning of Ghost Town, we've tried to make micro adjustments in between each reading to serve the community better. So I really do want to encourage everybody who is here or who has ever come to Ghost Town to share your feedback with us about the things that you think we could do to make it better. And where it's possible to do that, we will work that into what we're doing. And my co-host, Paige. We're very excited about Jeffrey Morgan. So we're excited about that. I promise that next month I won't talk as much as I'm going to talk right now. Right now my mind is racing with things my needs now. There's a bathroom at the back of the venue to the exit door. I need that. We need to get some back. I think everyone knows we're wearing masks during the cold event. Here by the door there are some more paper masks and hand sanitizer. And Morgan and I will be wiping the microphone after we treat it. We haven't decided yet whether we're going to be constantly taking our masks on and off, but just so you know, when it's your turn to read, feel free to take your mask off while you're reading, and then we will wipe it after it. And if anyone finds us not doing that because we're forgetting, because we're in a new world of weird shit, then say, hey, you didn't wipe it yet. No one here is going to. Yeah. What else? I think we have about three Zoom readers, so during the beginning of the reading, we're going to alternate. Jeffrey has books for sale. There are going to be announcements throughout the evening. Even if you didn't sign up to read something, if there's something going on in the community that you know about that you would like to announce, feel free to do that or talk to me during the break and we'll get them announced. I'm going to try to make all the announcements before our featured reader, but I have a feeling with this group, because it's slightly smaller than what we've had in the past, that most of you will probably stay with us till the end. I hope you do. I want to acknowledge Tony Lumbreza Luna, my wife and friend. She's here. I want to acknowledge that Lorraine Solani is here, who has done a lot for this community. And also the Parks Director. And we have Clark County's current poet laureate, Armin Tolentino. I think that's all that I can think of. So now I'm going to introduce Morgan to introduce our reader of the evening. Here's Morgan.
Thank you so much, Chris. Feels so good to see everybody. And one thing that we forgot is that we do collect suggested donation of $5. So if anybody would like to, $5 or more, we're also accepting that through PayPal, right? Or you can give us cash if you'd like to. It goes to getting more poets out here. Hopefully, if things start opening up a little bit more. And Christopher mentioned that it might take some time for us to get into our rhythm, but we're poets. So it's kind of what we do. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get into our rhythm. I'm just happy we're here. We're all taking care of, thanks to Kathy and Art at the Cave, and super excited for tonight. Feels good. Feels really good to be here. So our first reader of the night, super excited to see him in person. We've seen him for the last year on Zoom. I think before COVID, I had co-hosted 3 live readings, and so I never met Bill in person. So Bill Erickson, welcome to the stage. Woo!
Okay, so we're starting with not a Zoom person.
Right.
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
I can go home and get them.
No, that's okay. No, sorry, just a sec.
This is the first time that I've read not on Zoom since like 2018. So I'm gonna make it super snappy and really short one.
Just a second.
Untitled. I wrote it. So here we go. I hunted grouse with my father, too young to know what killing was. Their stomachs were always full of gravel when we opened them. It was how they digested, my father said. I'd wonder how they fly with so much weight, then pull the trigger. How you digest says a lot about you, I think. How you hold this stuff inside that isn't ever yours. Is it?
And our first Zoom reader is going to be Cindy Chatham, and we're very happy that Cindy's able to join us. Another one of the people who's really been a regular at our Zoom reading this year. So welcome, Cindy. Hopefully,
Can we keep
Yep.
that up all the time? Can we keep that up?
Yeah, I can, sure. Except I gotta turn it around for you guys to be able to see.
hi, Cindy.
All right. Oh, sorry, let me get. Gotta get the bugs worked out of this thing, folks. All right, just a second.
Should I start?
Just a second, I was hoping to get this
Okay.
bigger for you.
Hang in there.
Sorry.
The green in the top left corner, and then
This?
you close the chat. Yep. Green in the top left.
There we go. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to see you too.
There we go.
All right.
Ready?
We're ready.
Well, I hope you can hear it. A cowboy song. Can you hear that? Okay, a cowboy song. He was a whiskey drinking, guitar strumming cowboy poet. He carried his weapons in his eyes, he once wrote. You could see his guns fire right through his shades. He came from Kansas, Kentucky, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, most of the middle 48. He roamed flat plains, hills, sparse towns, and the high, lonesome mountains. He broke horses, worked farms and ranches, slept on mountains, in boxcars, bus stations, and jails. He ate peyote with Indians, sat in dark pool halls, traded songs for dollars and dinners, and charmed plenty of truck stop mamas. He carried his guitar, his poems, his intensity right into North Beach, San Francisco, into the early beat years. He wrote about outlaws, about Indians, deserts and dogs, and women of the night, and things that were dying out in the hard and predatory landscape that was America. He lived impassioned. He wrote, he strummed, and sang in honky-tonks and cantinas. He traveled dusty back roads and dirty city streets, rode trains across highways and cities. He was a hard-riding, long-wandering gypsy storyteller. He laid me down one starry summer night on a white sheet in a dim room in an old hotel. The first time he took off his black hat with a beaded Indian band. Harsh streets were below us, beer cans in their dingy shadows. A couple fighting down the hall, but he sang with me, and we harmonized a sweet cowboy song while the dingy world dissolved. The cities tried to kill him, took his people, musicians and artists, writers and vagabonds, down like flies. He kept on writing, singing, drinking, rambling. He knew every bar in town called Jack's. He was a deep lover, but he wasn't a man you could build a fence around. He sang for others too. I guess he loved a woman in many a prairie town, like he loved a jukebox waltz. He was quick on the draw, and he could stare a bullet or an arrow straight through your heart. Romantic, down to his scuffed up waltzing boots. He once told me, after seeing his poetry reading on film, there were sparks flying across the room between our eyes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cindy. So happy to have you here in this room with us, and thank you so much again to Kathy for doing all the technical things. It's really appreciated. I did have a suggestion. You could just make the screen darker, maybe it's unplugging and plugging it in, because that might be more helpful to get it up and running and then.
Jesus, to
Oh,
get
okay.
man spreading straight into the camera.
Maybe it will take us a little bit of time to get into the rhythm, but soon enough, okay, soon enough. We're just happy to be here. We will figure it out. Next, I'm really pleased to announce our next reader, somebody who is just a pillar in the poetry community, Sean Avenino Sanders, excuse me, Sean.
Also, I applaud you on trying to do this hybrid event, because I know it's challenging. So,
Yeah, well, thank Kathy. Kathy was really instrumental.
this is awesome. I don't know if many of you know, but I bet you guys all do, but just in case, I'm gonna do a little shameless plug for Christopher has a new book coming out. By a publishing company called The Poetry Box, and we're publishing his book. It's a beautiful, heartwarming, just delicious collection of poems by him and a few by his son Angelo. It's called Exchanging Wisdom. It's available for pre-order now. We've got some little flyers with QR codes that will take you directly to the website and order. So support Christopher and his beautiful poetry because it is phenomenal. In honor of his father-son collection, I'm going to share an old poem that was kind of written in honor of my son and my daughter. It's called The Comfort Found in a Bowl of Cream of Wheat. Embryonic fingertips poke and prod, my belly swollen with a double dose of sugar and spice. My little boy tugs on my pink maternity tech dress, his saucer eyes aglow, so eager to taste his first bowl of cream of wheat. Stirring the classic cereal into the saucepan of milk, I'm transported to my childhood. Nanny cooking breakfast for Papa and me. The kitchen with its red Formica countertops. Your humble bungalow in a Midwestern Mayberry-like town. Papa and I both had our favorite recipes. I liked mine thick, with butter and heaps of sugar and cinnamon. He liked his runniest soup, his slurp soaking his gray whiskers, making my sister and I giggle. When the crush of an unkind world becomes too much, I reach for the comfort found in a bowl of cream of wheat. Like the summer Dad got the diagnosis, cancer, again, after a 30-year hiatus from the deadly wretched disease. Losing his second kidney brought dialysis and worry, his new constant companions. To live, he had to give up. Cool glasses of sweet tea in the summertime, midnight runs to Ted Drew's for frozen custard, and the taste of the whole bud at a Cardinal game. He was forbidden to enjoy peanut butter, pizza, chocolate, potato chips, and even bananas. When his nurse handed me the list of acceptable foods, my fingers scanned and landed on cream of wheat, my old friend cream of wheat, which I promptly introduced to my dad. He liked it cinnamon too. Yes.
Sean. And I want to say thank you to Sean and Robert and Coach Box for taking a chance on this very personal book. I wasn't sure if anybody would take it because of how personal it is. I'm very proud that we're proud of publish it. Thank you. So our next Zoom reader is Bruce Hall. I hope he's there.
Is Bruce here? I don't think so.
I didn't see you with all the little boxes.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe we can make it so.
Drag this,
If we
maybe
get,
make that bigger, you can see more.
if we get Bruce, we'll later.
Right there, grab that corner.
We will definitely take his shot. So I guess we're gonna have.
It's not here.
We're gonna introduce.
No, that's the original.
All right, so next we're gonna hear from somebody who just recently came out with a really beautiful book called Cosmic Pockets. Joanne Boswell, welcome to the restaurant.
Recently.
Well, time is weird anymore. I would tell you, it was last.
It came out last June.
So this is a book, it's photography and poetry. And I brought some in case there's anybody here who is desperate to get their hands on one. And I'm gonna read a poem that maybe some of you have heard me read, but I've not been able to read from this live. So I have to do that. This poem I'm gonna read first, I'm gonna read two, one newer one. This one was published first in a Poeming Pigeon anthology, which Sean is a, and it is the Cosmos edition. This is Orgasm, and this is hard to see maybe on Zoom, but this is the photo that goes next to it. Our atmosphere is an oxygen mask dangling over Earth, precarious mesh safety belt separating our ecosystem from oblivion. We are parasites along with breath. We swarm tiny orgasms of doom, attempt to sear our magnificent vessel, succeed in slipping her sheer shell, flutter ghost-like evaporation. Gasp, vacuum night sky, cosmos fill our lungs, puncture our ego ecology, siphon holy infinity stardust on our souls. We waltz the universe, passengers, Milky Way's wrist corsage, seeking dance partners from other planets. We're kids at our parents' 14 billion Big Bang reunion. Trace our histories back to single origin. Rewind, explode, redo. Air heavy with moisture. I am aquatic, I am fly, And okay, I often do this. I'm working on a body positivity series right now. So you get to choose. Do you want me to do a poem about my tummy or my ass?
Your ass.
That was loud.
All right, I'll second that.
So this poem it's short and it's designed with a crack in it. So, and it's called But I Love You Too. Waxing gibbous meets waning gibbous. Two moons twin, a broken locket, joined by crevice, forever gently grazing friends who hold space for farts. The sigh of dimples spray each cheek, perky potholes map their landscape, together traverse the world. Jolly stags fill cotton briefs, stretch grateful jeggings. They take turns at forward strides, flattening before the left behind bulge. Both movements a triumph of motion. But oh, the curve as caboose seeks rest. They become one luscious peach posterior, perfectly squished tush cushion, seated rear spreads into right back sofa, a lounge for the whole body on this booty. Music drives the derriere twerkward. She has no true skill for those wicked wiggles, but that doesn't bump her.
We're trying to, would this help if we have more light on the speaker?
Yeah, a little bit would be great, yeah.
It looked like a nefarious silhouette at the moment.
Yes.
Like I broke into the gallery to take part. I never do such things.
Is that better?
Smart, better.
Mark, no better?
Oh, yeah, that's
Is
good.
this- Is this a potential reader or?
No, she's picking her to come up.
Okay. So, well, first I want to find out, did Emily Skinner make it into the Zoom? Did that happen? Emily,
No. There's MCA, James, Susan, Kathy.
you know if they can hear us right now?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Oh, so I guess if Emily is here, she'd be trying to. Okay, so we were going to hear from Emily, and then I was going to do some announcements. So if Emily is not there, we'll do some announcements. And then we're going to have one more open mic before our interview. So there's always a lot of stuff going on. There seems to be a particular explosion of events right now in September in Clark County and elsewhere. And so I'm going to mention just a few things, and then I'm going to have some help with the announcements too. So Kim, who was here earlier, left because there is an event happening at Nestor Shore Park because the person who murdered one of our friends' family here in Vancouver was actually convicted, which is good news. So there is a sort of information event / vigil going on. And Kim has started our first queer BIPOC open mic in Vancouver. So this is very exciting. That will be September 14th, Tuesday, September 14th at Latte Dot from 5 to 7. So I really hope that our ghost town community will support this event, even if you just go to check it out and get a cup of coffee and support the readers who are there for that. And it's brand new, and so I can tell you as someone who's fortunate now, this has been around for 15 years. When you're just starting something, you really need support and people to show up, so that's what we can do to help right now. Tony and I and various other organizations are going to be at the Public Service Center Plaza for a big event called Arts Alive. There are going to be various arts events. This is happening Saturday, September 18th from noon to 4. We have on the table with the books that I'm hoping that many of you will buy. Jeffrey's books. We have this card that gives you all the information you need about that. Printing out of Vancouver will be there. Our books, our focus as a press has mostly been publishing writers from Southwest Washington. We have started to branch out, but the majority of the things we've done so far have been people from Clark County, including 2 anthologies from and so now I'm going to ask our county code laureate, Norman Tolentino, to come up and make a quick announcement.
Oh my gosh, we're all in person together. This city presence, what we all did to modify to do the online version. I think this is a vital place for the community. And I'm so grateful that it never stopped the way you all did it. I just want to make a quick pitch that on, I know the date of this, it is on the 20th, September 20th, Monday, a new reading series is starting with campus at the library, local poet named Elmo Shady. It's starting one, it's an open mic, and we'll have featured readers as well. So if you can make it up to campus, let's get together, reach out to me, let's have a beer beforehand, that'd be awesome. So I plan to be there. I plan to be there, and I hope to see some of you all there, so reach out if you have any questions, and it's also on the newsletter, so you can find it over there, so thank you all so much.
The Army is going to be the teacher on September 20th, so let's go and see Army.
Nice, thank you.
Okay, yeah, Morgan. Oh, is Emily here? I don't know, let's find out. Is there an Emily or an Emma Skinner?
She's just
Emma
popped
Skinner,
up.
she's
She
just.
did?
popped-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's
Okay,
make sure
so do
that
we
she
wanna-
definitely reads.
Yeah, so then I'll
She's there.
text her.
That sounds great. Let's do it.
All right, so it looks like Emily Skinner just popped up in the Zoom room, so I'd love to introduce Emily Skinner. If she's ready, if she can hear us, and yeah, we're ready to hear from you.
Are you there, Emma?
Yeah, I'm here.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
Okay,
Um,
I'll turn on your video.
yeah, sorry. I was just trying to open where I have it written down at. Oh gosh, how does I minimize Zoom and now I'm not quite sure how to unminimize it. I believe if I,
There you
okay,
go.
I think that's working at least for there.
Yeah, when you start talking, you'll appear.
All right. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties.
We're all getting back into the room.
Yeah, it's worth waiting for.
Back away.
Where are you coming from?
What did you say? Okay. There we go. So this is called Scraps of Things. I think decaying goodbyes are the easiest ones for me. To wake up one day and realize I no longer long for your company. The last time we spoke was long ago, your voice a memory faint, but even so, to not speak now does not take more restraint. My days go by as always, another heart to fill your space, but sometimes I do wonder if mine too you did replace. I wish I could recall what exactly had drove us apart, though I fear, my dear, time just decided we both need a fresh start. Sometimes relationships and care and trust come to an end, and when we look back, we find that there's no reason to defend. While arguments may leave you feeling glad they have left, I'd rather feel that ache, decay, not a betrayal and theft. I wonder if you sometimes think of me as I now think of you, though by now your face and voice and laugh through memories are askew. I still recall through fog and haze a warmness in your smile, and I hope that you still fondly think of me once in a while. I hate you for the awful things and love you nonetheless, but surely new age and differences we don't want to address. I'll keep your email, number, photos, borrowed sweater too, but if I'm honest, I have no intentions on giving it back to you. That's all.
Emma, where are you from?
I'm from right here in Vancouver, Washington.
Okay.
I've never left.
Okay.
Born and raised.
Very nice.
Thanks for being with us. We're glad that you did this with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce someone who has been coming to the very first reading that we did in November of 2004. Please welcome Jim Martin. Your birthday was yesterday, wasn't it? Yesterday. Happy birthday. Yes, yesterday. Good looking man. You look at the outside of what you see.
I just have one and it's short. Always have to read. It doesn't advertise it. Fox searching for themselves. How's that?
It was fucking horrible.
Do they navigate? And then in the compass? With the fox, that's the islands. Ready themselves in space. Awake the compass. Speaking our. Navigate the port. Integrate our daily life. Make the impossible possible. Thank you.
So there's a pretty great annual poetry event called Poetry in the Park up in Redmond, Washington. And that's where Tony and I first saw Jeffrey Morgan, and we just had our minds blown. We were fortunate enough to be able to bring all of the Prince of Vancouver authors up there and feature, do a presentation from the different books and authors that we had done. And we saw Jeffrey, and he presented from one of his two books, both of which are for sale on the table tonight. The books are Crying Ashamed from Blaze Fox, and The Last Note Becomes Its Listener from Conduit Books and Ephemera. And his poems have also appeared in Copper Nickel, The Kenyon Review Online, Ninth Letter, Poetry Daily, Poetry Northwest Rattle, and Verse Daily, and it comes to us from Bellingham, Washington. So very happy he came all the way down to read for us. Thanks for being here, Jeffrey Morgan.
Thank you so much for having me. I want to thank Chris and Tony and Maria and Kate. So nice to be here in Vancouver, Washington. So many people just drive over that bridge. They're wrong. They're wrong to do. Yeah, so let me find this. I'm from all over. I grew up in Alaska. With the long term roots, and New York City. So we'll read a couple of poems from my first book, which is all these things.
Oh, these bare hard surfaces. Horrible.
What was called work. I climbed out of the refrigerator before dawn and wiped the condensation from the stove. It feels good to smell this fresh. So I can speak softly and grab new topics. I lit the newspaper and do a shot of silence. I take a saffron cliche from the closet, hands stitched by children very rich and tired of them. I get to my cubicle late. A young couple is waiting. They show me a jar of marbles. I tell them, really what you have here is a jar of marbles. And then pull a bit from my hair. I'm good. Boss gives me 7 out of 10. My coworkers pay themselves. When the lunch whistle blows, I slouch in my chair and button my pants. I chew on little photographs. They're beautiful and delicious. After lunch, I take off. All afternoon, I make animals out of foil from gun wrappers. I jump a sandpaper. When it's almost time to go, boss comes by, ties a bell around my neck, and kisses me on the outside. Eventually, I stop running and hop down to the company bar. I drink pina coladas and condescend to other workers. My wallet does most of the talking. It says, "Yeehaw!" and runs around the back. Afterwards, I move shelves and compartments. I run as I bring home suitcases full of bacon. I sit on the floor of my apartment.
until it's time to go to bed. I unzip my smile. I'm exhausted and sleep like ice. I dream about working in the Reykjavik fire. Suppose with crowd theory. Neither said groups tend to be more and more than individuals. He was sad in the bathtub in the center. He wanted to carve it into pews with his penknife like a child knife, but he was not a child. Instead, he dug his fingernails into the hard soap until there were so many wounds. So this is the new-ish book, 2019, the pandemic basically. So a lot of poems in this book are about my brother, who he was 10 years old, he got encephalitis, which is a brain virus. He started on the same campus, which means he couldn't let guy in the mental. And it's almost like a short-term memory. And he always wants to talk about our childhood.
It was working. Oh, he's yeah.
So it's weird that the guy wants to talk. This is the first one.
Pause you for just a second, I'm sorry. Those of you in Zoom, if you could please mute yourselves, because every time you say something, you get on the screen. So if you could mute yourself during the speakers here. And you should be, yeah, you should be able to hear them. So just turn your screens to mute.
A lot of the poems in this, my brother's a violinist. It's the part of his brain. A lot of the poems are called translation. Translation. We love our bodies for their factory qualities. There are two different kinds of beauty, alone and beside someone. We love how they texture the dark. We don't move for a very long time. We begin to wonder if we can disappear. On the day my brother inherits me, there is a double rainbow, which is maybe God's way of saying, I know yesterday we were at his first seizure at 6 months, because I know everything. Maybe it's his way of gift wrapping some double parenthetical explanation of love. Between me and my brother, there's a door. He is on one side playing Shostakovich. I am on the other looking for the size of my body, step. When was it even raining? I shake his many expensive pills that are in the cheap brown bottles. I shake the empties to make sure there are still that many kinds of nothing. What comes after an archipelago? What we call silence, even though it's really just less silent. My breath cooling as it passes over the the note helps a remember begins to fray. We don't say. The beauty is too obvious. I have insomnia, my dad had insomnia. The insomniac's guide to oblivion. Maybe the space between memories is excessively beautiful, like the space between people you love who will never move any closer to each other. Let's call this the universe and say it fills the room at night. You see things that are not there next to things that are. This is how we feel about the dead in old pictures with their clothes all on. We wonder, how long until we are born? My brother is incapable of admitting when he doesn't know what's going on. Translation. My brother carries a large window screen to the backyard, like falling out of love at school, like telling afternoon sunlight, I know you don't think of me. I have asked him to do this. The wasp burrows inside the compost bin. No one feels sorry for him, but you have to wait until night before wading downstream, pouring in dish soap and flooding the mess of towels. This is simply practical. When a thing gets complicated, it stops being a metaphor. Things got complicated when my brother came to live with us, and I tried for some time to see him as both my brother and my son. My brother negotiates a rectangle of perforated sunlight in a middle school dance where fear and desires rule nutrition. I'm trying not to let empathy lead me astray. He wants to do this correctly, but is, for reasons no one really understands, unable to ask for help or direction. I am, for reasons no one really understands, unable to accept this, and so I let him lurch and toddle, saying nothing, as he pretends to know where he's going. Some inaudible music playing him towards the lush periphery, a footpath that snakes down and then creaks up. I imagine him stopping to rest where it opens up, and the will feel like names beyond ideas. To and from the livable hole of the wasps are like strange drinks. A group of wasps is called a pledge. I might as well ask the spider wrapping its catch about decomposing zucchini when it knows about that therapy. It's a web he's trying not to catch itself in. It's a portal he's carrying and trying to walk through at the same time. And when I look up, he's beside me. Insomniac's Guide to Empty Churches. I like how the pew implies the bodies of the state, and the rows remind me of being one person in the room. I like the ribbons and the pages, like tongues that must be abandoned to describe astonishment, and the narrowness of the central aisle, its patience and economy dispelled in the expanse of her head. The things we say to God in rooms like the geometries of stained glass with the darkness of more desperate hours of faith. I like that you only get to go along with some of your sins. Maybe grace is made of many forgotten things and lost parts of the composite. How you can be so startled by the guttural echoing of the wood as you shift your weight to rise. I like bourbon. Bourbon drinkers got to sleep. I prefer to contrast drinking very slowly from a shot glass. Each sip is a measure of small, so afterwards my mood is stronger. However you choose to partake, each dead drink is the husk of the ghost, but also the little empty diving represent the person and the ocean. It should take a long time, longer than you think. And you should not walk or speak of it, as these are the two things that can most attribute. If you're sitting in a bar, think of the weight of the dog disappeared in the air. Death throws of the jukebox is taken for music. If you're at home, make sure every leg is to mimic the sound of pouring, which invokes distance and gravity. At home, you're responsive, and in the dark, it's easy to confuse the smell when you're in the ditch. That's me. But the death of the film with me yesterday. I never really understood what Superman was doing. How did a glass box with a book on a chain help him in the Maybe he liked taking his clothes off next to other neighbors. Of course, he never got naked. He had his suit on all the time underneath the mild mannered one, cape hidden, its dangling fringe from time to time tickled the unseen. The thing is, he was pretending to be human. His costume was acting like us, and so much of us is nonsense. The delicate position of coins and fingers, and the sounds of them writing down in that middle. Remember how in the middle of everything, the phone would ring, symbolizing loneliness? I wonder if he ever faked an emergency, just called us. I wonder if he ever stood in the feeling of the traces of it, only the weight of the pain of the words. Okay, so we moved from New York City to Brooklyn to Bellingham, Washington. And it was quite the adjustment. And we liked it in Bellingham, Washington. But it was quite the adjustment. Translation. The wind is blowing the trees again. This is what happens when we fetishize the microaggression inside of the maniacs who aren't doing anything to you. Somewhere down the deep web, where night never stops adding to its endlessness, we do not exist alone, in the way pink moon exists, for 2 minutes and 3 seconds of empathy, a competitive leader named Negative. When we first drew the rooster on us around a hot sauce farm. This is a particular moment in history, isn't it? When people say postmodern, I think of the Jetsons, and I hear very distinctly, nobody, the dead man, as Johnny Depp's character, William Blake, what name will you give it in front, stupid white man? I remember graduate school, they kept trying to build buildings on campus for the future. I remember almost nobody knew who Joe Biden was, which is probably still true. I remember the auditorium was packed. We all looked at each other like maybe we misjudged humanity and something. Hope, if it's real, is a complicated thing for the sake of believability. Appear to be very simple, with a little personal weight, like X's in the eyes of the cartoon. I don't know if I'm interested anymore in an image cold from the pastiche. I don't think I'm interested in love, in that which coheres and discovers. It's true, we left you. Ooh. We left you for one of those polite liberal tactics that used to come. It's true. And there we were almost completely, even our hands, even our wind. I'm also a dad, and being a father has made it easy for me to make this guy because I'm talking about soccer all the time. Origins of the women empire. We get numb to the pleasure and never the disappointment. So says the sunlight in August, filtered through wildflower smoke. It hangs like cloth in the church, and then the waters so clean. The ceremony that makes already. This is the month named after Augustus Caesar, who banished his only daughter Julia to a rocky island for her sex life. Chose empire of the daughter, dictated his own accomplishments and chiseled on his tomb. For whatever reason, men do that. Have you done that? Probably Augustus never made his daughter wealth from scratch, bought the expensive stuff, stayed home for years, sometimes thought less of himself to his empire of blue, and loves that blue. And you can turn your back to the sun and shadow shows up in front of you, and hold, and you start falling into it. Already today, I have banished myself so many times, it's like I know that. Tonight, we will sing our favorite song by Fox, The Birds in Its Teeth. This poem well before COVID. Immunity. A little bit of sky gets sucked up into the syringe for the depth. all depends on your definition of what the sky is. I've passed out more than once while blues being drank and shots and written tattoos. It makes sense to me that there's a phobic difference between addition and subtraction. Many of our disabilities are shaped like wheels. Perhaps we believe God is sick. We are like platelets, running around trying to stop something. What? Sometimes nurses will see in the thin arms of rigid trees, patients they move. We take the work home. We tell our others and our mothers tell us our works vary in contagion and sin. The nurse asks the church to loose the sky. Best days, the days we call it sick. Translation. What I love about Saint Sebastian is not the column in the arrows made of his life, or how he is always shown written and tied to a column. Should be able to identify a story. Possibly the most pedantic question in your history exam. What I love about Saint Sebastian is the painting of him on the table, where he seems to be listening to the sky, when you or I listen to the lawsuits, and then idea what we were doing. There is the arrow beneath the white calf, and the arrow in the torso. Maybe saints are just wicked people. We have other things to memorize. Imagine a building, evergreen Blvd. Place that you want to remember. For example, the fifth drawer of your childhood dresser. Below where you have left a picture of each type of color. Store the everything to the then you can go all the way back to your weird body participating in operations of stream. This is especially the last one. Translation. How a groove is a prayer for the needing, how a is a prayer for birds. How music calls a space and makes order emptiness. Somewhere my brother is, not where my brother is. I tell the sky how, the sky thought, and somewhere. Yes. I asked the bus dispatcher if she can ask the drivers to ask the passengers. And for once, there is no music to include it, just no approximation of silence and nothing. Seated, sitting with the phone to my ear, and then standing with it. Noticing my presentation, the couch disappear, pick with his zoom like others now. Now the sky is doing that thing, where it focuses its light down with lines, pipes, or slits, as if to say, I'm up here, and you can see over the trees, all the way to the ocean and mountains. So many beautiful places, with silence and nothing. If we walk on the street, sizzling on the wind, sparks, and light. And Jeffrey's two books are here for sale tonight. We'll see Kathy during our break for that. And we're going to take a break for about 15 minutes so that you can buy books and get some air and use the restroom, whatever you need to do. And we'll be back for more. Thanks for being here tonight.
Yeah. Right.
anything we need to talk about before you try to do the book thing, or?
I don't think so. Let
Okay.
me just double check something. Yeah, we'll have to troubleshoot. Just a second.
Yeah.
Can you guys, the Zoom people, could you hear any better? You couldn't hear any better? Can you hear me now? So you hear me okay? You can unmute.
Yes, Kathy, I can hear you. It's a combination of echoey and feedback, but it is somehow related to the distance of the microphone that they are using, or that microphone and the microphone on your device.
Okay. So are
So
you?
we can hear you right now, but
the
we cannot hear the readers. We cannot hear the readers very well at all, hardly. And some people were really hard to hear. Like I could not understand Jim at all. And I know Jim always has wise words. And but he has a quiet voice. And but Morgan we could hear. She's got kind of a louder voice and maybe enunciates more. I don't know. But it seems to be
because we're trying to work out the bugs. Like already, I know that I need to find a low light, so that we can illuminate the speakers. So that's one thing I'm going to work on for next time. But we will do some mic tests. I'll have my partner do Zoom, and we'll have the microphone, and we'll do some test checks before next time and see if we can't get this worked out.
And I do think that, whoever MCA is absolutely right. She was sending messages. It's about it's such, I don't know if she said this exactly, but it's the relationship between the microphone and the microphone on the computer where you're doing the Zooming, because it's almost feedbacky and they're all.
Does it like, okay. Okay, we'll work on that.
Okay.
For next.
Just promise me that did Jim go? Jim Martin? No?
Did if he's coming, I'll tell you what, when he comes back, I'll have him read for you, okay?
Oh, okay, but I just want to be able to tell him hi and give him a birthday hug. He and Christopher and I, our birthdays are this week. We're birthday buddies. So
well, when he comes back in, I will have him say, talk to you, okay?
Okay, all right. Just tell him Kathy. He knows me.
Fix this for next time.
I know. This is so, well, it's hard. There is the thing about the distance of the microphone itself, the physical microphone, and the lighting thing. What happens, because you have that wonderful big spotlight that's behind you, then what happens?
We put that just went in, and that helped a little bit. But what I've got to do is I have some lights at home, and I can put one on the floor that we can shine it up. Oh, wait a minute, he's here. Jim, is that Jim? Is this Jim? Yeah. Jim.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, who's that? Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's just me. This is only my first time here.
Kathy wants to say happy birthday to you. So
Oh.
go ahead.
Hey, Jim, come over here. Hey, Jim, come over here. How are you, dear? I'm so happy to see you. That's okay. I won't infect you over the Zoom. Did you have a good birthday?
I had a good birthday. It was pretty busy, but I saw people, and Saturday we're going to have a big birthday party.
Oh,
And
fun.
we have in the family and friends 10 birthdays in September.
Listen, I know at least 10 myself, you and Christopher, and about 5 more in the poetry community. We're a lot of us who have, we know what our parents were doing that month.
There.
I know his was the same as Leah. You don't know Leah, but Leah's daughter Liliana just turned 11 and they moved to Michigan, and hers is the same as Christopher's. And then so anyway, I know so many people whose September birthday. Well, are you going to read? Do you still have your poem in your hand, or did you put it away?
Have my food?
Did you put your?
Oh, yeah, I've got it in my pocket.
If you could, it's short, you could read it again, or am I taking you away from something?
Well, no, I was looking at books, but other than that.
Oh, go look at books and I'll get I can do this later, but I was thinking about you a lot.
What did you want me to do this time? Do a movie of you?
What?
What was I supposed to do with my phone?
Oh, you were gonna read your poem to me.
It's in my.
Oh, no, we'll do it on I'll be there now. I'll try to come next
I'll
month,
tell you what,
okay?
I'll post it on Facebook tonight.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. With some of your fabulous artwork, I'm sure. Hey, and I saw Tony whisper, is Tony there back in the background? Tony Luna? Tony Luna? I just, well, if she's there, so you don't have to get her. If you see her later, tell her I said hi, okay?
Okay, will do, yeah. I'll take a look and see if she's around. You know what she's like, she's the will of the wisp. She goes here, she goes there.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
Yeah, sure thing.
I don't know what kind of microphone setup they have for the speakers, but there's a possibility that they can hook it up to whatever they're running Zoom off of and then
That's
switch
what I thought.
between. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that would definitely help with being able to hear people clearly.
Yes.
You just need to figure out what kind of microphone they're using.
Well,
Yeah.
It's the microphone. We think it's the speaker. Because we've got a great big huge speaker on the right-hand side here, a huge speaker. So not only are we having, two microphones, but we also have this huge speaker that's getting reverb. So we're working out the bugs. It'll be fixed by next time.
Yeah.
And this gallery is just like immense and echoey also. So we got to work with those acoustics too. But this is great. If you could email Christopher with the difficulties you guys were having,
Right.
Then he'll communicate that to me and we'll work on that
Right.
before next time. So this is super helpful. Yeah, this gallery space is like a cave in here, so.
It is.
It does seem awfully large.
Oh, it's huge. I should take you guys on a tour. After everybody's done, if anybody wants to hang around, I'll take you on a tour of the gallery.
Oh, that would be fun.
Kathleen, are we supposed to pay you?
Oh, yes, yeah.
I've never been there in person yet since this is only my first time being in this meeting, but the room looks really nice from what I can see.
Oh, it's a beautiful gallery, and I've been to many events there. I didn't go to the First Friday event because, well, you know why I didn't go. No, but and but they have wonderful art exhibits, and I was thinking that the one that's going to come next or the one after is devoted to pets, maybe, or dogs or cats or something. But they publish ideas, and then there's sculptures and paintings, and sometimes they have this little room, and sometimes there's even videos in there. It's quite cool.
What kind of sculptures are they? Are they ceramic or more?
All kinds.
That's awesome.
It's an awesome place. I've been going there for several years. It's a wonderful place.
I do a lot of ceramic work myself, and so I always love seeing other people's work. That's really cool.
Have you lived in Vancouver all your life?
Yeah, I've never been out of Vancouver, really. I've been to Portland maybe 5 times and never been to Seattle. So just kind of been stuck in the area.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school at Hudson's Bay, and then I went right across the street at Clark College for my associate's degree.
Oh, wow. Are you finished?
Yeah, I graduated just last spring, and now I'm trying to figure out what bachelor's to take.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, congratulations. That's very exciting. That's very exciting.
I'm still not quite sure what I want to do with my life, but I'm trying to make progress.
Well, the poetry, Ghost Town poetry, I've known Christopher really since about 2005 or 6, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful the work that goes on. And I don't know if you ever knew this, but we used to meet in a different gallery that's closed, but the bar part is still open, but it's closed now. And so it was called it's the Niche Wine Bar is still there if you're a drinker sort of person. It's a really nice place. It's just up around the corner and up the hill on Main Street. And there's all kinds of nice galleries in Vancouver, but I love the Cave, and they've had so many interesting exhibits over the past few years.
That's really cool. I only just turned 21 in February, so I've never been to a bar yet because of the whole, global
Right.
situation going on. But yeah, that sounds really cool.
Well, when things let up, maybe you and I will do that.
Maybe.
Yep. So what are you leaning towards for your major?
That's a really good question. There's a lot of different, very different career paths that I'm thinking. Here, let me turn my camera since I'm speaking now. There are a lot of really different career paths that I'm thinking about going on. But I'm sort of between doing a couple of smaller ones that I have less interest in, or being some sort of teacher. I know that if I get any sort of bachelor's and then get a master's degree in teaching, I can teach any grade level. So if I decide to do teaching, I think I'll get a master's. But as for my bachelor's, I'm kind of stuck. I'm thinking maybe creative writing, because that's something that I really enjoy and something that I have a lot of interest in. I've always read a ton. Even in middle school, I was just constantly in my school library. I was constantly writing and reading things. I have a picture of a paper that one of my teachers wrote to my mom, and he basically had told her that he was worried about me because I had spent all day, every day, the whole year writing in a notebook, and and I don't know what he thought I was doing, but my mom checked on me, and the entire notebook was filled with this weird story that I had written up. Some mix of Pokemon and a couple different other things that I was super invested in, but it's just so funny to me.
That's great though. One of my former students, I retired from being a teacher librarian out in Battleground a couple of years ago, and one of my former students just finished at Clark College. I don't know if it was in the spring. Her name was Willow Mosley, and she's planning on going. Oh, I think we're going to start soon. But anyway, Willow is going to be going to WSU, and she'll be doing education. She's going to get a special education program, I think.
Oh, nice. I love that name. That's so pretty.
Oh, she's great. You might have seen her, but I don't know what kind of coursework you have. Clark College is big, so.
It's pretty big, especially because even with the sort of more narrow classes, there can be 2 or 3 teachers for that, and then all sorts of different times. And yeah, I wouldn't have met most of my friends if it wasn't for sharing a club with them, because there's just so much going on constantly over there.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's an outstanding thing. Do you like to go to bookstores? Do you ever go to bookstores?
I don't really know where bookstores are aside from Barnes and Noble. So I haven't really been many places.
Well, there's a cool bookstore right around the corner from you. It's at Main and it's just down the road. It's called Birdhouse Books.
It's called what?
Birdhouse Books.
I'll write that down.
It's Birdhouse is one word. It's brand new. It's upstairs from the Rosemary's Cafe.
I'll check it out.
And then there's another bookstore that I love because it's a lot used. They have new ones, but it's a lot used. It's on Mill Plain at the Safeway. That's Safeway and Andreessen in that area, and it's Mill Plain and Andreessen, and it's called Vintage Books.
I think my grandma was talking about going there the other day.
They have a lot of poetry, and they have a lot of other stuff too. And they have a lot of used books. So
I'll have to check it out. Thank you.
yeah, I can't help myself. I'm a librarian. That's what I do.
I have a big like double bookcase thing that's attached to the desk that I use, and it's
I'm not
all
surprised.
filled up with stuff.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. I have a very small section with like yearbooks and that kind of thing, and then a very small section where I have my dice for D&D, and then all the rest is just books.
Well, what do you read, or the genres, or what do you like to read?
I am it's a children's book series, but I'm kind of a sucker for the Warrior Cat series.
Oh yes, my granddaughter is totally in love with Warrior
Oh
Cats.
really? That's
She's
awesome.
10. She's 10.
But I have loved it ever since I think I first read it in like 6th grade or something.
Right,
But
that's about right.
yeah. But I just love it so much. I've written so much like fan works for it and such.
Right.
Because I personally don't, as I've gotten older, I've realized the sort of the faults with how they write certain scenes and this and that and the other thing, and being like, oh, I wish that character did this, because I feel like that's more in their personality type. So
Right.
I've gotten into the habit of, I have a lot of different OCs and such, and I've written a lot for it. It's such a fun world to play around with. But aside from that, I have a lot of books from I don't remember the author. I'd have to dig to the back because it's behind a bunch of other stuff, but I have a lot of books from an author, half of which my sister's been borrowing, but it's a sort of murder mystery type of series. But it stars like different monsters in different books.
Well, they have a lot in the I'll say sci-fi / fantasy / genres at Vintage. You'll find a huge selection there.
That's awesome.
You'll be happy, and they have a lot of used books. And if you can't find something, or you don't want to pay, you don't want to get Amazon any money, and you can't, the library is not, then they'll find it for you for a lesser price.
That's awesome.
They are awesome.
Yeah, I try to avoid shopping at Amazon. I just don't appreciate the company and anything they're doing. Like how they throw away products if you return them because it's cheaper just to toss them. Like I really don't stand for that. So unless it's absolutely necessary, I just don't buy from Amazon.
No, I know. A lot of people are like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I avoid it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really cool. I'll have to check it out.
Well, maybe I'll see you at an event in October if you come. That'd be great, because we have Ghost Town. I'm not sure we missed a single month with. It seems like our first Ghost Town Zoom was in March 2020. We may have missed one, but I don't think so. Christopher is Christopher. And his wife, Tony, I saw the back of her earlier, and Morgan are just absolutely fabulous.
Is that what we're putting it in, that glass jar?
Yeah, I have been writing poetry for a long time, but I am very socially awkward. It's gotten better in the past few years. Kind of opposite to what you'd think from what's going on. But I've had a lot of social anxiety throughout my life, and I've been working really hard to kind of lessen that. But so this is really the first ever time that I have, what was that noise? Oh, that's just my cat. It is really the first ever time that I've actually been able to share my poetry in a group for it. I've done so among like a couple friends, but not really other than that.
Okay. All right. Well,
but yeah.
I bet we're going to start again soon.
Well, I was just saying, I was. Exact number.
Yeah.
And Matthias, Marino, those guys, like, you know those guys pretty well. They are really weird shit. You know Michael Frank?
Yeah.
So I like this figure, I like this,
Yeah.
and he's way
Okay.
above figures, who's are made presses. So there's other places. I'm trying to think if there's anyone less. Me, for County Legal. I have to believe God, don't stand it. I'm gonna put the order of that or. Mental, right.
Pretty much everyone who's on books and moving.
Yeah, thanks.
I might take it on time.
All right, welcome to the second half of Ghost Town Open Mic. Thank you all for hanging around and listening to the remaining poets. We've got a few more. But first, I want to take a minute and acknowledge our host with the absolute most. It was his birthday on Tuesday, so happy birthday to Christopher Luna. Got a lot of birthdays in the room. Happy birthday to you too. All right, and next we're going to hear from someone who co-hosted the open mic for years and years and years, and so happy that she's here. And what else can I say? But we love you, Tony, and we're so happy to hear from you tonight, Tony Labraza Luna.
I might lower this.
Mr. Scott.
Now I can do it without having too much in my face. I just want to look at you for a minute. Oh, I can't believe it. This is great. Great. I'm so happy to be here. All right. I'm going to read an oldie but a goodie. And I have to acknowledge the great Mr. Dylan. This is from my family, the Lorenzo family. I wrote for them. It's called "The Bocce Ball Ruled," and I fell in love with Dylan. I got the uncles more beer, some olives and cheese on this orange grove day in Riverside, California. The lawn boasts thick St. Augustine grass, the blades trimmed short so you can find the white pavino. We watched the bocce balls fly and float. During our first year in California, Uncle Johnny taught me to whistle with a blade tremendous. I was 6 then, growing up at 12 now. Dad likes Chesterfield, unfiltered, pats my head as Jack sings. Jack sings, well, I see you got your brand new leopard skin pillbox hat. You must tell me, baby, how your head feels under something like that. It's the day before the 4th of July. Tomorrow we will caravan to Ontario, California for the All-States Picnic Parade. The street is divided there with a wide grassy median strip, the best seats in the house, Uncle Johnny says. We'll find the New Yorkers, then to have to share tables with Jersey. My uncle snorts and the others roar. There'll be kings tomorrow, slapping the thick backs of the Jersey boys. We've been west 6 years now. Mom says the sunshine doesn't make up for missing family. So Jack sings, she's got everything she needs. She's an artist. She don't look back. Dad loves SoCal. He's tan, dyed his hair black, wears Bermuda shorts, and takes up golf.
This is a galaxy away from the streets of night New York on the wrong side of the tracks. A small Italian boy named Joe shoveling snow for a nickel. Today I watched my uncles play bocce ball, swap stories, and feel rich. California rich, sunshine rich. They say this is heaven, just an hour's drive to the shore. My aunties buzz about outside, the feast is ready, more laughter and many more stories. First my uncles gorge themselves, then nap. I ride my bike around the block 6 more times, one for every year I've spent this far from New York. Then sit on St. Augustine while Jack nods and I sing. Johnny's in the basement mixing up the medicine. I'm on the pavement thinking about the government. The man in the trench coat, badge out, laid off, says he's got a bad cough, wants to get it paid off. Look out, kid. And both crack. Jack has educated me on Dylan. I can whistle with a blade of grass. The uncles let me win at bocce ball. I speed the bike around the block by myself and smile and wonder what beautiful, beautiful, beautiful summer day. No snow was winter. It drove outside.
Next, we've got one more Zoom reader, our good friend Bruce Hall. So Bruce, if you're all ready, we'd love to get you set up here to read us a poem or two.
I think Bruce left, Kathy.
Roni's right there.
No,
Yeah,
I'm here.
We see you, Bruce.
Hey, Bruce, all you have to do is start talking and you will take over the stage here.
Yeah, can you allow me to share the screen? Or not?
What do you mean?
If you do that, then it says I can turn on a control to have some music played with this too.
Yeah, you can do that.
You have to allow me to though.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
And then open those and just say
Yeah,
all
yeah,
participants.
yeah.
And we'll get-
There you go. You should be able to do it now, Bruce.
Yeah, I'm.
There you go.
Wonderful. I don't see. That must be it. Can you hear it? Can you hear anything? The very obvious music in the background just turned in the darkness, gasping, 19 breath. Lazy anti-vaxxer, waiting for his incubated death. Hears sirens screaming, food shut down his throat. Dr. Pierce's throat, only the vaccine. Children are falling prey. ICUs, one plus one. His lady in sunburn, fully vaxxed and having fun. Rides in circles around the emergency room, trying to find one that will let him in. Leave Dr. Pierce's horse pill. Variant, they won't slow down. Vaccine. That'd be a crazy. Ventilator counts angels and demons circling all around. He thought he was the smartest. Yes, might have helped after all. Hospital chaplain reads Genesis and Exodus. Variant, they won't slow down.
Bruce?
Yeah.
The music was way too loud. I don't think anybody could hear you. Could you do it again, but turn the music down? Or just read the poem, because we couldn't hear you over the music.
But it was still very entertaining.
It was very entertaining. I'm always up for Jethro Tull, so.
Yeah. Well, let me see if I can, last time I did this, it shot it down.
Speaking.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? No? No, I'm not sure how to control the volume. Sorry.
You can't turn the music down?
Yeah, it's as low as.
It's as low as it'll go, okay. Do you guys just hear the?
I could go ahead and just read it, and then you'll know what it was.
Great. We'll be thinking Jethro Tull in our heads. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, and the name of it is COVID-19 breath. In the darkness gasping with the COVID-19 breath lays the anti-vaxxer waiting for his incubated death. Oh, he hears the siren screaming, a tube shoved down his throat. He believed in Dr. Pierce's horse pills and the variants, they won't slow down. Only the vaccine will slow them down. His children falling prey into ICUs 1+1+1. His lady and someone fully vaxxed and having fun. He rides in circles around the emergency wards, trying to find one that will let him in. He believed in Dr. Pierce's horse pills and the variants, they won't slow down. Only the vaccine will slow them down. He hears the ventilator hum, 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 counts angels and demons circling all around. He thought he was the smartest. A mask might have helped after all. The hospital chaplain reads Genesis and Exodus. He believed in Dr. Pierce's horse pills and the variants, they won't slow down. Only the vaccine will slow them 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 down.
Excellent.
Thank you so much, Bruce. Yeah, that was awesome. And we could totally hear the talk still going on. It matched perfectly. Thank you. Wow.
Thank you.
And cheers for trying something new too, because I love that. It's experimental and yeah, we'll get the hang of it. We gotta get into the rhythm of the new shit. So next, I'm really excited to announce Brittany Grasswell. Welcome back, Brittany.
My baby just started kindergarten, so I've been super mopey and reminiscing, so I wrote this about my oldest baby. I have said goodbye to you. I have already said goodbye to you many times. When you were first put in my arms, all 7 pounds and an ounce of you, I knew my life would never be the same. You were so tiny and helpless, but you had eyes that looked at me like you already knew what was going on in this world. But by 3 months, you were giggly and rolling around. I said goodbye to newborn you. By 6 months, you were cooing and trying to crawl. You left your daddy and lived when he got you around. I said goodbye to 3-month you. At just 1 year old, you were running around with a smile on your face. You had so many words, and nothing was going to slow you down. I said goodbye to baby you. Your toddler years were filled with so many firsts, laughter, dirt, and dinosaurs. You became a big brother, not once, but twice. And you took that title very, very seriously. Your joy was contagious, and you never didn't have a smile on your face. By the time you were 4, you became so independent. You were riding motorcycles and spending more and more time in the garage with daddy, and less time snuggled up with me. I said goodbye to toddler you. You started kindergarten and became a school kid. You still needed me, but in different ways. You were excited to get on the bus every day and leave me. I said goodbye to 4-year-old me. By 1st grade, you had this whole thing down and was showing your brother how it was done. You started to find interests we didn't teach you about and really came into who you were going to be. I said goodbye to kindergarten again. 2nd grade shook your little world. School shut down and the pandemic raged, but you adjusted. You stayed happy, and so many times you kept me grounded. Now, my 3rd grader, you are witty, smart, and so fun. You're passionate and work so hard to achieve any goals you have. I said goodbye to 2nd grade you. Today, I greet you in my 3rd grader, but more for the yous I have already said goodbye to. And I can't wait for the yous I will get to meet.
Thank you so much, Brittany. So happy to see you. And that must be so hard. It's just like, oh, but then you get to say hi to the new versions of them, right? So you say bye. It's like one door closed. All right, and next, I'm really excited to announce our next reader who always brings some crazy cool shit. You never know what he's gonna bring. Ian Katie.
This is called Oh Bellingham. Oh Bellingham, where you nestle close to the Pacific with your bookstores and your expensive coffee shops, just above the Seattle Sound, where those orcas might swim by one afternoon in their baby calls, singing to each other. Killer whale, can you stay a while to feel the ocean spray and smell the surf and sea salt air and the sunshine of August before school starts and autumn really kicks in and the rains return and the clouds come back
to darken your skies and drop and soak and pour and cry. Take care of my son, O Bellingham, as he gets ready to make a new home in a dormitory with a roommate he's never met up there in your university. Take care of my boy, I'm crying now, my sensitive son who liked nothing better than to hug his friends in the first grade so often that his teachers felt we had to tell us that we need to teach him about personal boundaries and individual bubbles and such. And I think, how lucky am I to have had the opportunity to drive up and stay in a hotel with my 2 kids and my mom and explore your town and walk your trails a couple of weeks ago. In that long drive up, my mom sitting shotgun as we sang songs from the Broadway channel on the satellite radio, recalling those days when I was in the 3rd grade driving to school and we would sing songs from Camelot and from Oklahoma. Oh, Bellingham, please be gentle to my sheltered child who was born in East San Jose, and yet we chose to move to Portland when he was just 3 years old to spare him the burden of gang life and running those streets filled with drugs and violence. Oh, Bellingham, with your alleyways and trails that come just by the piers and the boat docks peeking out over the bay, be a safe place for adventure and excitement and discovery for my son. But not too much danger, please. I need to see him while he gets older and someday decides to settle down and have a family of his own. I need him to stay out of the hospitals and the jail cells and make better choices for his life than I need him to come home for the holidays so his mother and I could wrap our arms around him and smother him with love. I'm crying again. I need him in my life with a sense of adventure, his embrace, his bare eyes, and his wide-eyed view of innocence. Oh, Bellingham, I'm putting all my eggs in you. Oh, Bellingham, I put my faith into you. Oh, Bellingham, you hold my heartstrings close. Oh, Bellingham, be kind. Oh, Bellingham, be mine. Oh, Bellingham, did I teach him enough about what it means to be a man, to put your best foot forward, and to always look into the eye, and to have your word be bold, and to have a firm handshake, and a deep respect and a reverence for the sweet science? And did I introduce him to enough good music, and to follow your dreams, and to practice what you preach, but to always say what you mean, but not to be too mean, because this world's kind of nice if you just let it. This world's pretty beautiful if you just let it be. Oh, Bellingham, you're beautiful if you just let it be. You're beautiful. And did I teach him to always pick your punches, but never go looking for a fight, and know how to handle yourself if you ever get in one, and that life is short. Get out there. I'm really crying. Let's do it. Get out there and make the best of it while you can. Oh, Bellingham, you're beautiful. To me, you're beautiful, Bellingham.
You just never know what he's gonna bring. Always surprises us. Then he cries. Usually he's yelling at him. So before I announce our final reader of the evening, I'd like to read a poem. I might yell a little. I don't know. I get kind of loud. So let me know. Just put up your hands to the paperwork and just step back from the mic. Kind of a long one, but I just read it a couple weeks ago. It's untitled. Thank you, Ian. Touching our hearts. 11 months and you're done? Try to put a time stamp on this love. It's infinite. Lifetimes definite. It's intricate, tender, blended together by sweat and spit, rhymes and wit, sharp holds and chronic hits. Flip the script already. You're already heady enough. Get out of your dread. You'll be back in my bed in no time. And even if you experience death, since a wise guy once said, our souls are eternal, and even if controversial, I know you'll visit. Deliver sweet soul kisses upon my explicit spirit. It's implicit, these physics, these snippets of vivid specifics, and beyond this infernal spell of flesh, we are dressed by the cosmos. Reflections of the constellations of Estrella and Apollo. So go get some rest. No more beating your chest, beating your head. Beat the drum by your tongue and be a friend instead. Tend the flame within. Embrace the sin, the wish, the desire, the bliss, as all this is kismet. Cataclysmic and wicked, all liquid, even when addicted. Even when we restrict ourselves by himself, herself, myself, oneself, itself, is yourself, is themselves, is delve into another kind of wealth. Open the healthy kind of valve. Rub the salve on your skin, your kin, your grin, it imprints a pinch on the face. A leveling off of grace born again from humility. Birthed from a chaotic futility. A humidity of hostility moving now into an impenetrable capability. It's silly, these illusory psychological disabilities. While fertility is enriched through responsibility, tranquility transposed, the alchemical transmutation in tow, through Morrigan as pro. The victory is close. Thank your host. Thank the getting lost. Thank the brain, the loft. Thank the cross, the elements, the triad, the resonance. Thank the testament, development. Thank the impermanence. Thank God we are the instruments in this perennial song, even when our bodies are separate, when this feeling turns to temperate. The ligaments remember. Remind him to breathe. Unbind her to see. The temple we seek is within us as we speak. As we uncover the truth, confusion is part of the path. No need for ruminating on the past. We surpassed the casket with staff through gauntlet. We now are sunlit, moonlit, droplets in goblets, comments of sonnets, immaculate booklets, held high to the omnipotent one. The endurance among lovers, sung now through fresh lungs, calming songs of opulence during this time of psychedelic renaissance. A reason for seance, a prescription for peace. Thank you. Now, doesn't it feel so good to just get up and just release exactly what you need to, whether it's butt cheeks, or your sun leaving, or your sun growing, every single thing we heard tonight. Thank you so much to Jeffrey Morgan. Thank you to hosting the hosts, and thank you to the gallery, Art at the Cave. To close us out tonight, it seems appropriate as your birthday week, and the person that closes us out after every ghost town open mic since 2004, Christopher Luna.
You know, since 2004, it's a little bit like tending a garden, which I'm not a great gardener or anything, but you plant these seeds, and then every single time, every single month, it's completely different. And that's a beautiful thing about it. But I do have to say that it's very nice to be
among humans. You know, after this time, trying to stay away from y'all. So another thing that happens that goes down, it seems like almost every time this like certain things emerge, and I didn't know that Sean was coming in, and she told me she was coming in. I didn't know about several of the things that were going to happen, including Ian's beautiful poem, and it seems appropriate. I pulled one of the, when I knew that Sean was coming in, I pulled one of the poems from the book. And the thing about it too is, while I was sending the book out, and I wasn't sure if anyone would take this very personal book about me and my son, it was the first time in Angelo's life since he was 4 years old that I got to live with him full time. So his mom lives in Vancouver too, so we were splitting time because we split when he was about 4. And he was with her most mornings. She got him to school, and a lot of FaceTime with him, a lot of time with him. But he would go home every night. So during the pandemic, that was a gift that I got. A year of the thing that I hadn't had since he was very small. So when the book was accepted, it's sort of like all the timing of everything was perfect, because once we knew it was accepted, it was also the same time he and his girlfriend were also living with us. We were getting jobs and preparing to move out into their first place together. This is actually right over by where Jim lives, so I feel a little bit better knowing Jim is the neighbor, right? And he's not far away. He's about a mile away from my church on the moon, right? And he wants to move out. I haven't seen him as much as I would like, and I will never see him again as much as I saw him then. So this is one of the last poems in the book, and this probably would have been written regardless, but once everything came together, I realized that, and even the poems from Angela that are in the book, 2 of the 3, I think, were written during that year, that gift of that year. So this is from Angelo on his 21st birthday, which was his last birthday. Our love, my heart, my flesh, my blood, may breathe. An angel born into chaos and wonder, poised to embark upon grand adventures none could have imagined. My baby, my boy, my teacher, my friend, who saved me when I was beat down, who laughs, who sings, who contemplates, who loves so well, who sets goals, then takes action, who fills my heart with pride, a man now, he flies. If there's one thing that we're here for, and when I say we poets, is to like remind people again that it's okay for men to cry. So, especially now that we're talking about your family. So of you know I do these collage poems. This is a shorter one, but a recent one. I'm looking to see if there's anybody interesting you might want to know about. One of these lines comes from someone on the cell phone from the Ghost Camp. Let's see, anybody else can recognize Martin Scorsese talking about Bob Dylan, Natalie Diaz. Yeah, and Grace Sendek. At the center of our wounds is the elixir of our healing, Suzanne McGregor. My first dip into hybridity, a very succinct vision tracing knowledge. Do you know how easy it is to cause serious disruption? The thinking, the provocation has an impact on people, the ones who are able to hear it. What I hope to be is out of time, not simultaneous, but always becoming, always not yet. To be that clear and wise and true. It's all love, speaking about love. Occasionally, bursts of incandescent light, tender perfection. The power comes in giving it away. I am in love with the world. I will be crowded by beauty till I die. That last line, I'll be crowded by beauty till I die, was spoken by Philip Whalen, great West Coast mid-20th century poet who during his life was a Zen master and also blind. So anyway, it's from a book by Steve Silverman called Thanks for Asking the Whalen Journals. I think you have to get it from the UK. But so if anyone wants to read those journals, basically what was happening is Steve was one of the people who came around and helped Philip Whalen in the last few years of his life when he needed help. no longer existing. And one thing I can tell you about Philip Bloom, if you haven't read it before, is he's very funny. And you really have to embrace and hold on to those quotes to be funny, because you know how serious. So if that sounds good to you, a Zen poet who is funny, then Philip Bloom. Okay, so this is the most recent thing that I've done. I always try to read something recent, and the title comes from Andy Light, area quotes. Trust that a word may undo you. Language led me back to my divinity. Each line I wrote vibrating with mysteries to nascent ineffability, the source of our hope. Some meaning in these words, soaring sigils bearing significance, holding space for our grief, our despondent fatigue, our suspicions and terrors, our leftover negativity. These words lead me in, out, and through this inevitable suffering. Endure it with me, closer down. Sometimes we hide behind them, make them pretty, employ linguistic sleight of hand to direct the audience's attention away from the truth. Self-hatred, profound disappointment, hopelessness. But a weight lifts when a torrent, unspeakable realities are let loose upon the blindness to shriek our inadequacies and insecurities at the willing. These secrets, verbalized, catalyze our release from the bonds of shame. We breathe again. Another survivor born into the fresh air of candor's visibility. Endure with me. Thank you. I gotta tell you, I do a lot of poetry workshops, and a lot of the conversations end up being about writer's block. And I really don't mean to sound like a dick when I say this, but I've never experienced writer's block. I don't know where it came from that I got this confidence, I guess you'd have to describe it as that, except that I observed that eventually another poem would come. So at some point, even though I can't relax, like a lot of us can't relax, I can relax about that. I realized at some point in my life, yeah, maybe there's sometimes you want to write and you can't, or you really want to write, so whatever you try to write, shit, you know, that kind of situation. But that if I just waited, it would come. And that poem that I just read to you, and I'm not being presumptuous about it, you feel whatever you feel about it, just like poured out of me in a flash at like 6:30 in the morning. I was not expecting the poem. I was trying to write a poem. I wasn't thinking about wanting to write a poem. So the thing is, if you can relax a little bit and do the work, and the work includes poetry readings, reading as much as you possibly can, loving poetry, and having it be part of your everyday life, then you can rest in knowing that another one is on with the next one. They don't always come when we want them, but they come. So anyway, again, I don't need to be a dick, but I want people to relax and believe that another poem, another story is on the way, and that everything you do when you're conscious and aware is part of the work. It's intelligence gathering. It's part of a good thing from another field. Anyway, and then if you are generous enough and fortunate enough to be able to share with the people who exchange energy. That is what's different. We know that there's energy on Zoom. We know that there's energy. We know that there's a connection that comes from the Zoom, but it is not like being, with people. So thank you so much for being in this room. I know it's a scary time to be here with other humans, and you're being told not to do that in a way. So I'm really glad that we were able to bring this back. I'm really glad we were able to bring it back with a great guest, Jeffrey Morgan. Here since we first saw him do this thing. We're very fortunate to be in this beautiful space, which will have different beautiful art every month. Fortunately lucky to have Kathy and Steve helping us out, and of course Morgan, and like every one of these things, if people don't show up, then it doesn't happen. So thank you for being here. I'm really touched. So Tony would like to remind you that Jeffrey has 2 books for sale.
having this black secret. We've got the team here. And I hope that you'll be with us next month, because we're in this new world. I forgot to find out the date and the feature. Is it accurate? Okay, so I progression it was pretty great. And anybody know what the second Thursday of October is? The third Thursday.
14th.
Yes, October 14th. So please come back
Gonna be
right
a good
here. And for those of you in Zoom land, if you're still in Zoom land, please come. One of the beautiful things that happened during the pandemic is we had people from Miami, New York, Maine, Colorado, everywhere. Seattle, like people who love us, but you know, I understand you might make a 3-hour drive. So anyway, I'm going to try to encourage, as we see how this is going, all of those new friends that we made that we left here, so to continue to be a part of this community, because one of the good things to come out of that situation is all of us were able to expand our poetic communities and other kinds of people. So, anyway, thank you for being a part of this one and for being here.
Let everybody know, I'm going to turn on the lights if anybody wants to wander around the gallery. I'm taking the Zoom people on a tour, so.
Oh, that's cool. You know, there's a lot of good artists. Hey, Kathy, let's show if you want to tell them what the show's about.
This show, it's the Mosaic Arts Alliance, and it's a group of people, I think I just, okay, good. It's a group of people that are, it doesn't matter what medium you have, they just come together and show each other their work. So this is like, there's over 100 pieces of work from 100 artists, or 50 artists, they got to put in 2 pieces. So there's no theme other than a group of people that are coming together. Next month, that you guys will be here, we're doing a theme show. If anybody's an artist, that I should probably explain this. If you go to our website, we have a call for art pretty much every month. And next month is called Pet Project. And it has to do with art that has to do with companion animals. And we're giving half the proceeds to the Humane Society. So, but if you want to put a piece in any of our shows, all you have to do is fill out the form, bring your work in, pay your $15, and you're in the gallery. So I'm going to go turn on the. Yes, absolutely. Oh, you guys, thank you so much. This was great. All right, I'm taking everybody on a tour. All right. So Zoom people, I'm taking you guys on a tour, okay? You'll see how big this gallery is. This is the upper gallery. The upper gallery space. It communicates with the space down below. We also have a multimedia room. It's our multimedia room that we can't use at the moment because of COVID. So as you guys can see, the gallery is huge. So welcome to the gallery space. We'll see you next month. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah.
There's no more.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those places, like, I'll probably just continue submitting. Yes, I know. Yeah.